Hi, friends. This is James and Cara, and we are Kerouacs Cruising.
We are taking you on a journey, traveling the country with our dogs and finding remote places where the dog
And us
can roam free and play while we discuss life's growths, beauty, and some struggles along the way.
We recommend pairing our episodes with our blog at kerouacscruising.com, where we organize accurate information in an easy-to-follow format, removing all of the conversational goodies.
The link for this episode's blog post is in the show notes.
We encourage you to join the conversation by commenting where you listen, engaging with us on Facebook or Instagram at Kerouacs Cruising, or email us at join@kerouacscruising.com.
In the meantime, thanks for tuning in. Sit back and enjoy the journey.
Hey, friends. Just Cara here, Kerouacs Cruising. I figured we need to post something. It's been 2 weeks since James and I have recorded. And I guess kind of leading towards, if you follow Kerouacs Cruising on social media, you've seen me do random just videos of me letting off my chest, whatever's on my mind, whatever I feel compelled to talk about. Sometimes I have something planned. Sometimes I just hit record and whatever falls out of my mouth, falls out of my mouth. And I guess that's where I'm at right now. I just was kind of doing some stuff, and I just was feeling the pull to just record something. So here I am. So I'm not sure how organized this is going to come out or how logical it is going to be. Sunday morning, again, we haven't posted anything now in 2 weeks. So I think that I just want to put an explanation out there, I guess, where we're at. If you guys have watched our last episode, James announced that he has thyroid cancer, or had. It's a question mark, I guess. They removed the thyroid, and he's about to undergo a radioactive iodine therapy, which is like 2 weeks of crazy procedures. He's got to drive into town 3 days to get like a thyroid hormone booster. And then he's going to take a high dose of radiation and then have to come in for 3 or 4 more days, depending on his levels. They're going to check to scan him to see if he's got any cancer anywhere else in his body. So there's a lot of things going on with that. While he's radioactive, he can't be around people. So he's kind of in trying to tie up all these loose ends. Meantime, we've got a bulk of our property getting ready to close in about a month, which is going to allow us to go ahead and buy a camper, which has been our big dream since we've started this podcast a year ago now. Actually, I think it's a year ago this month. We've been hoping to get a camper, for things to line up for us to do so. The last bulk of property that we sold, we had a lot of debt to pay off, a lot of things that we wanted to buy to help move our life forward, things like Starlink satellite and GoPro and a bunch of gear, our solar generator, a lot of things that were going to help us moving forward. And then this time we're buying the camper. Of course, we're hoping to sell more property to continue to propel us forward and invest in a future that is more sustainable for a residual income, hopefully, or to create more income as we move forward so that we can continue, hopefully, to travel full time. I mean, we want to spend a bulk of our time in Idaho. Of course, that's where the grandbaby is. That's where we're moving home base. But we still want to spend most of our time on the road, using Idaho as home base and possibly a spot in Bullhead City in the future as we move forward. So it's just been a big growing pain for us. We're in a spot where both of us, I guess, are relearning a new dynamic in our relationship once again. If you do read our book that's coming out in the middle of June, or the book that we're co-authoring together, We Rise, we talk a little bit about our journey up until this point. But even since we've written this chapter, we've gone through a lot of changes in our dynamic of our relationship. Both of us are both very much healing. We spend a lot of time studying growth, essentially, and we both want to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be, not only for ourselves, but for each other. Anytime you go through a struggle, I feel like you get 2 choices. You can either let that struggle pull you down, or you can emerge stronger and greater than you were before the struggle. And that's what we're trying to do right now. Of course, anybody who's been through a cancer journey, we're very fortunate that this isn't more serious that it wasn't debilitating. He still has his strength. He still has his energy, even losing his thyroid. The medication so far to supplement his hormone has been working really well, at least as far as he will admit to me. Anyone who knows James personally, he's not very open about struggles, which is clearly something I struggle with. Um, so as far as I know, he's doing really well. He just has a lot going on in his mind because more than anything, we want to do this traveling. We want to be on the road. We want to be um, with family. We want to be exploring. We want to be adventuring. And we're both very much stagnant right now on the outside. But on the inside, again, there's a lot of growth and developing going on. And I think that this is all not only going to make us stronger as a couple in our relationship, but make us stronger moving forward in this journey, being able to really come at you guys more authentically. And really, when it comes down to the core of it, um, before I jump into that, both of us a little bit of battling a little bit of imposter syndrome because this is supposed to be a traveling podcast and we haven't really been able to hit the road in a while. So it feels inauthentic or no, I guess that's not the right word. It feels impostorous. I mean, it does to come on here every week for the last couple of months and not be somewhere new. We just keep talking about what we're hoping to do. And in the effort of being authentic, I think that that is what we should be doing because at the end of the day, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you're thinking of. I don't care who you admire. Nothing worth doing ever happens without struggle. There is never times that successful people get to where they want to be and didn't feel like there was a moment where they wondered if they should quit or wondered if they were the one who should be doing what they're doing, who didn't feel like an imposter. I'm very fortunate in this time to be assisting a friend who is launching a program within her business. And she's someone who I deeply, deeply, deeply admire. And because I get to be kind of more on the inside, I can see some of the struggles that she in her launch is going through. Whereas on the outside, anybody who doesn't know just, I mean, wouldn't really think much of it. And she holds herself together so eloquently. And I have been, of course, when you first know somebody, you don't see the inner workings. And I've always admired her, thought she had her stuff together, even when things were tough. And she would tell me the things that were tough in her life. They looked so smooth and elegant and like without any ripples of headache or frustration. I mean, she just held herself so together and getting to know her more, getting deeper into her story, deeper in her life, meeting her family and learning their struggles through everything. We all have our friends that we admire deeply, but then also know the storm that goes on behind the scenes. And that's what I want to tell you or express here is that all of us have that going on. And I don't think it's messy to share that or inappropriate to share that because I think that if more of us did, the rest of us would start to step into our own power, to start to step into doing what it is that we want to do, to start to become who we want to be. When you just look at the pretty picture that everybody lets you see on the outside, and you think that that is what you need to be in order to do what you want to do, it really makes it intimidating to make those steps that you need to make. And so I think and I hope that the benefit you get in us sharing or me sharing what we kind of have going on behind the scenes is to help you build up the confidence that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. I don't care if it's messy. I don't care if it's ugly. I don't care if it's not time yet. You can do it. You just got to keep working for it. And I do believe that the trick in it is every day find a way to live life like you want to live it. One of my favorite things to do is to just go and enjoy the sunset while we're at home. It's limited. we're selling our home, so we only have I'm gonna keep getting emotional because this is such a big transition in our life right now. Um, I love watching the sunset here at home because that's when we travel exactly what I do. I love watching sunset in a new location, over a lake or, mountains, whatever we can find that's just breathtaking. Um, and I just like to imagine and appreciate the freedom that I do have. I mean, I've been very fortunate since we've come back from Idaho to not work. Or have to go to work. I always have odds and ends projects that I have going on the side. If you need any computer, social media, advertising stuff, I'll throw that out there. I do that sort of stuff, the same stuff I do for, our podcast, I do, for other people as well. Taking a bookkeeping course so that I can help bring money in so we can keep the wheels rolling essentially. And James is always finding kind of small odds and end projects, helping out neighbors and friends here and there. That's today actually he's working on our vehicle, but yeah, that's what he's been his big focus whenever he's not dealing with what he's got going on. He's been trying to, keep food in the fridge. But I it's hard sometimes. It's hard sometimes to stay optimistic. I'm not gonna lie, for the last 2 weeks, I've kinda given up. I was kinda feeling podcast isn't growing the way I'd hoped it had grown would grow in a year. We don't have as many listeners as I was hoping we would have by now. Um, I was hoping that we would have some sort of little bit of income trickling in from the podcast, whether it be from merchandise or the membership, donations, whatever it is. We've had a few beautiful, wonderful friends in our lives who have contributed, but at the end of it, I want this to be a free resource. I want this to be a way for people to feel grateful to have an avenue to help them feel free to dream, I guess, is ultimately what it is, and maybe help you build a path to get there in creating the mindset and the new belief system that you can do whatever it is that you wanna do. But I guess, yeah, we've just been in a really tough growth period where I think we both kind of felt like frauds and kind of gave up a little bit for a moment. Not that we didn't want the podcast still, just that we didn't feel like there was any point in continuing right now. So it's been a little pause and we'll get back to it. You guys, I just really appreciate all of you who have been extremely loyal and listen in every week religiously. You deserve a bit of an explanation on what we kind of have going on in the background. So I want to encourage you guys, anybody who wants to reach out, need some inspiration. I hope that this is offering that we are still moving forward and things are still making their way. We just have a lot of growth and a lot of obstacles that are making us ensure that this is what we truly want, and that's where we're at right now. We are letting the world know, the universe know that this is our path. We know it, we want it, we love it, and we are gonna be going at it. Ship out date goal is, I think June 20th. I'm looking at the calendar, is, what we're trying to go for. We were hoping to be in Idaho by June 20th because we wanted to be there for James's son's birthday, but we'll be leaving that day and, making it definitely for the grandbaby's first birthday, so it'll be a good time, and, we'll take you guys along the ride, possibly beautiful spots along the way. We haven't quite decided how quickly we're gonna go up. We've started kind of brainstorming a little bit, so we'll do some episodes coming up where we, talk about the planning of that, what route we're gonna go, how we're gonna do it, but otherwise, I mean, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. We have the best support group. We always want more, bigger, better, and whatever we're going for, but I really can't dismiss the amazing, incredible people who come and listen every single week. I love you guys so much. You all are incredible. And those of you who share all of that, I endless debt to you. Thank you so much. We love you. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Kerouacs Cruising.
We're thrilled to have you with us.
We had a blast recording this episode and hope you enjoyed our adventures as much as we enjoyed sharing them.
For more amazing pictures and stories, visit our website and blog at kerouacscruising.com.
And join the conversation on Facebook at Kerouacs Cruising or email us at join@kerouacscruising.com.
We'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions.
If you enjoyed this episode, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving us a review.
Your support helps us reach more listeners and allows us to continue sharing our travel experiences with you.
It's a generous favor that means the world to us.
Thank you so much for listening to Kerouacs Cruising.
Until next time, happy travels.